Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Columbus 320 RS fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. So let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, of course you have to leave room for your slide, but remember you've got an awning on this side as well. That's going to come out a little bit further than that slide. Once you get an eye on how far that goes out, leave room for that. And of course on your off camp side you have slides, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way on the rear of the unit on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and then your docking station for your water is going to be all the way toward the front on the same side. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. Our unit comes with landing control here. Just extend to raise these up, or retract to bring them down. The docking lights up front. Once you have them level here, you're going to go to the back and bring down your stabilizing jacks. Now, I am going to recommend some jack pads back here. They'll protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris, hot blacktop in summer. Really good investment. Grab a 2-pack of those with your 10% off coupon. Hit extend and run these down. Now remember, our unit's already level. So all we want to do is run these down until they're taut on top of the stabilizing jack pads. Pull that rubber cap off right there, and there's a manual override with a hand crank up in your front compartment for that. Just in case these get stuck down and you don't have power, you can manually crank them back up. So again, just until it feels like it's going to start lifting your unit, go ahead and stop. Got your unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Big long 50 amp cord on the rear here. So these go in at like 10 o'clock, turn to noon, and then put your gray washer on. Now, should you be at a camp with a 30 amp plug-in, you've got a 50 to 30 amp dog bone that we call, and then a 30 to 15 amp in case you need to plug into a 110. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. All your whole docking station's inside here. I'm actually going to pull this outdoor shower hose up and out of the way for a moment so we can see in here better. So at campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. So what we've got up there is fresh water, city water, winterizing, black tank flush. Again, at campsites, city water connection. Grab your water pressure regulator. The one that comes in your convenience pack will reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use these. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet though. Let's find your hot water heater. It's right next to this. This door will lift right up off here. But all we're doing at this point is making sure our drain plug's in there. Got an anon rod right there, plumber's tape around it, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get that tape on there, get that in there nice and snug, and then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, we're gonna go up inside, open up our slides if we have to. What I want you to do is get in there and open up all of your water lines. Sinks, showers, get a nice steady flow of water going through everything. Shut them off and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. Well, in that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. Now, no need for a water pressure regulator here. You can gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's on the inside where you check the level of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button, or there's your overflow valve right there. So don't leave this unattended while it's filling. Once it's full, put that cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize your fresh water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp with power and water. I'm going to walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Continuing here in the docking station. Little docking light. Again, reminder, fresh water, city water. A couple of 110s. Over here's your hot water bypass valve and your winterizing system, both set to normal. for the summer camping. Cable and satellite hookups. Here again, this is where you winterize. This is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks. Again, you got your hot and cold shower over here. Galley and black tanks. And then you can run your water lines down through there, so you can keep this door closed. Speaking of water lines, check everything now and then. If you travel a lot in this, you're bouncing a house up and down the road, check your lines. They're almost all PEX, it looks like in this one. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Storage has some lights as well. Here's your manual override for your rear stabilizing jacks. And then there's a handle for your spare tire. Up front here, we've got some propane. Lefty-loosey on those. There's your regulators. Again, in front of the unit, we've got a docking light. These two lights here. Those. This is a vent for your battery. A little level. See if your unit's level. Like that right up there. Hook that in there, and there is your batteries. Check them every now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose. There's your motor for your jacks up front, your propane. And back around here, these come out by pushing the handle to the right. Pull these towards you. Propane over here does have your regulator. It's pointed toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Up front here, you can set a TV out here. You got a couple of 110s and cable. Battery disconnect. That'll disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. So I got a stereo system out here. Crank the volume up. You can see it in here. There it is. Sounds like you're on your outdoor speakers. It's going to try to get a station to come in. There we go. Sound system for outdoors. Or go to select quote. I'll go ahead and shut that off. Free quote today. Oh, power's here. Sorry. Couple of 110s here. We'll admit sometimes they run across these used units that I've never had on the lot before. These are a manual override. Your hand crank will get in there in case he slides. Lose power as well. In the back you got a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there 2-3 times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You get 2 ladders. Go up there twice as much. Saving your roof is going to add to the longevity of the life of your unit. We're back around to our power. Access to the back of the fridge. A vent for your hood range. This is the flue for your furnace. A few things on that. 1, make sure it's never blocked. 2, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of it. And 3, we sell bug guards for those. Our low point drains and our sewage dump. What covers everything out here? Let's take a look on the inside. Okay, it's coming up inside your unit. First thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Immediately in and to my right, real quickly, is breaker box and fuses. You've got 25s, a ton of 15s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. And now to my left, down at this lower level, is our control panel. We'll go ahead and turn on a bunch of lights. Hall, island, kitchen sink. Main lights on, dimmer control. Here's where you turn on your tank heaters. What those are is 12-volt pads that are on your tanks to keep them from freezing in inclement weather. You'll turn those on here. Over here, our control, more controls. Up here is where you'll read the level of your battery. Fresh, black, and gray tanks. Over here is your awning control. I'll tell you on your awning, you're only going to want to run your awning out until you can see your fabric fall down and you can see the bar. Once that fabric is kind of wet, let me get that to fall down. There it goes. And you can see that bar, that's as far as you want to run that out. If I were to hold that down and continue running it on and out, it will flip up onto itself and start to run itself up backwards. So just keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Continue now. TV side slide. Bottom is out. That one over there. Why do you hear that noise? That's the slide mechanism telling you I'm out as far as I need to. Go ahead and let go of the button. The next one's called the dinette slide. Hear that noise again. Alright, so now here's where you'll turn on your water pump if in inclement weather. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater if hooked to electric. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Scare lights, patio and step lights, all the lights for outdoors. Alright, coming up into the unit now. Up top here we've got a nice charging port. Key holder, some keys. Come into the unit, I'll be turning on as many lights as I can find. There they are. Up underneath here is going to be all your kitchen lights. Again, plumbing. Access panel right there. Just keep an eye on things. Check it out every now and then. Convection microwave. Combination. Really nice. Great cover for your cooktop. See if I can fold that up. Two-handed job here. There you go. Makes a nice backsplash. Flip that up like so. So you can hold. Turn on your spark. Now listen, you may have to, when you get to the campsite, and turn these on high to light, you may have to hold it in for a few minutes to bleed the lines and get some gas into the lines. So now after bleeding the lines, you'll see how easy it is just to hit it on high and hit your sparks. So yeah, do that, bleed your lines, get the gas running into them before getting that started. Same thing on your oven, get down in there to light the pilot light. Here is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12-volt, that is always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this running your battery down. Dometic fridge, simple system here. Turn it on. You've got three settings. Auto or gas. Excuse me, two settings. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're on gas. Put that down on the gas. If that light comes on, check your gas. 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest over here. We're all prepped for a TV here. Just remember, when you hook one up, come back here to this little black button by where your cable goes in and turn that green light on. That is your antenna. Looks like a movable island, which I'm going to push down to this end. Straps, looks like we'll strap that in when we're done here. More lighting here. Up top, as well as back in here. There's tons of lighting on these. Looked dark in here before, now it don't look too. Now it doesn't look as bad. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. This one should kick out heat as well, and that makes a big difference if you're at a campsite. You've got, if you're hooked up to the electricity, instead of using your gas up, if it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, turn this on, and it'll save you gas and it'll warm it up in here in no time. Sounds like the AC kicked on. Let me go up here and find the thermostat. All the way up here. Yep, we got it on cool. So I'm gonna go ahead, shut that off so you can hear it shut off. I'm gonna go ahead and change the mode to furnace, just so you can hear that kick on. Turn it up hotter than it is in here. Make sure to crank it up. Alright, now shut the furnace off. No, this one's different. Most of them, your furnace will run a few minutes, about 2 minutes before the fan shuts off. So this is great on this one, it does it quickly. I'm going to go ahead and shut that furnace off and change my mode back to AC because it's rather warm in here. I'll let that run for a little while. Let's go ahead. Come into our bathroom. These shower doors, you want these snapped closed, or excuse me, snapped open for travel. Check your hand crank open vent. Make sure nothing's, make sure that's closed before you take off down the road. 110 with GFCI reset there. So, toilet wash there. Coming back into the bedroom slide. Open that up here. This door, you want to snap that for travel. You want to take and snap that so it's not moving around and busting your glass going down the road. Prep for another TV in here, and prep for washer and dryer in here. This is also prepped for a second AC unit. That's why it didn't go to a second zone, because there wasn't one in here yet. And a first alert carbon monoxide propane or carbon monoxide detector up here as well. And then lastly, our smoke alarm up above the island here. Well, that about covers everything in here. Just act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. So I like to start at the rear. I'm going to snap this, shut this light off, and bring this slide in. As you can see that. Once that's in, shut that light off. Head down here. I like to start by shutting off my lights in here, because then I know any other lights that are on, I need to walk through and shut off by hand. Looks like it's just that one and this one up here. Alright, we got my island centered. Let's go ahead and turn back on my living room light so I can see what's going on. Got a dimmer on there. And let's go TV slide in. Bottom's always going to come in first because that's where the slide mechanism's at. Same noise is going out. Down that slide now. Alright, shut off our interior lights and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, whether bringing them up or down, is to make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this can catch on it going up. Your feet are also adjustable by a cotter pin. Set this up inside. Lock that. That's going to keep your door, or these steps, from bouncing against your door. Now before you leave the dump station, you're gonna lock, deadbolt, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that to be for travel. Now if we're out dry camping, we'll come to our off camp side, get up underneath there and dump that white hose right there. It's gonna be fresh water. Bring for stabilizing jacks. Hook up our hitch and head on home or the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. For the campsite, we're gonna unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's gonna be in front of your tires. 10-foot hose comes your convenience pack. Make sure your black handle's in before opening this up. Connect that and pull this black handle. That's gonna be your sewage when it sounds like it's no longer draining. We're gonna come inside here and we're gonna pull this black handle. Now that handle over there is just your safety to keep everything from coming out. That there is gonna open up your black tank. When that's done draining, leave that handle open, grab the hose at the dump station and hook up to the black tank flush. Again, emphasizing when that's close to empty, leave this handle open as well as the other black handle. Then turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes to wash that black tank out. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Close this black handle and pull this gray handle. Now usually while my grays are draining, get up underneath here and dump my low point drains. I'm done camping for a while. We'll get up in here to the hot water heater, lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, I'll dump some hot water. And then press that back down, and then you can pull your drain plug for residual water. One more thing on your hot water heater, if it doesn't seem to be working, look to see if either one of these are bubbled up. They're a reset, just press them back in. Alright, when that gray is done, close that gray tank, close this other black handle over here, and take your sewage hose and conveniently, and more importantly, sanitarily, store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Columbus for many years to come. Happy camping.